Joe didn't come along with you, huh?
No.
Did he see you off in Hollywood last night?
Oh, yes.
Do you expect to return with him to the World Series?
I wish I could, but I'll be finishing this picture when the
World Series...
yes. I've never seen the World Series, and I would love to, but we just can't seem to fit the schedule together.
Miss Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio are presently having domestic difficulties. All I can say, as I say, is that this is what we would say with a conflict of careers.
And I used to get the feeling, and sometimes I still get it. I think, gee, sometimes I think I'm fooling somebody. I don't know who. Maybe myself. Maybe others.
Mr. Miller, why did you fill an application for passport?
I wanted to go to England.
For what reason?
You guess.
We'd like you to...
I wanted to be with the woman who is going to be my wife.
You mean Marilyn Monroe?
That's correct.
When are you planning to have some children? Well, I'm not married yet, dear.
Come on now. She can see. Now we did. Come on.
Anyway, you see why I couldn't have just been a housewife. I've had too many fantasies. You know, I mean, I have feelings sometimes. Or some days when there are certain things that, gee, I think, gee, if only I were a cleaning woman. On the way to the studio, see somebody cleaning her. You know, I think, oh, that's what I'd like to be. Get a little settled for what I am. Would you like a drink? No. Oh, come on, have a little.
Late in the interview, Marilyn began drinking champagne. The more she drank, the more angry and defensive she became. She spilled out all her hurt over her treatment by Hollywood during 15 years in the movies. To me, she was like a record stuck in a groove. She felt they had never treated her like a star. Her anger really flashed when I asked her, very innocently, I thought, how she cranked herself up for her acting role.
You know, the business of you cranking yourself up to appear before the camera is part of what you're doing.
I don't crank anything. You know, I'm not a Model T. Yeah, I don't crank. I don't know, but I think it's kind of disrespectful to kind of refer to it that way. We are not machines, no matter how much they want to say we are not. I want to be an artist, an actress with integrity. When I'm older, then I'll play other kinds of parts. My teacher, Lee Strasberg, has always said to me, you know, I said, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm a little nervous. He says, when you're not, give up. Because nervousness indicates sensitivity. I guess I think we just go out there, you know, that's all we do. You go out there and do it. But it's a real struggle. I mean, I really have to struggle. You've read there was some actor that once said about me that kissing me was like kissing Hitler.
Oh, my God.
Well, I think that's, you know, his problem.
Gee.
And if I really have to do intimate love scenes with an individual who really has these kind of feelings towards me, then my fantasy can come into play. In other words, out with him, in with somebody else. There's somebody else there. Not him. He was never there. I think, in fact, the public would be quite disillusioned the way the industry treats its stars. I remember when I got the part in Gentlemen Before Blondes, Jane Russell, she was the brunette in it, and I was the blonde. She got $200,000 for it. And I got my $500 a week, but to me that was considerable. But the only thing was I couldn't get a dressing room. And I said, I really got to this kind of a level. I said to them, look, after all, I am the blonde, and it is gentlemen prefer blondes. Because they always kept saying, remember, you're not a star. I said, well, whatever I am, I'm the blonde. I mean, it got to that. But, I start to sound paranoid or something. I don't think I am. I think that every weakness is exaggerated. A lot of people have real quirky problems. They wouldn't dare have anyone know. But one of my problems is that I'm late. Well, for instance, I guess they think that why I'm late has to do with some kind of arrogance. And I think it's the opposite of arrogance, just as a starter. Let's start with that. It's the opposite. I mean, the things they send out about me from this corporation over here, we'll leave nameless. And I've never lost sight of the fact that I am not at a studio at any time for discipline or to be disciplined. If you have a cold, how dare you have a cold? I mean, the executives can get colds and stay home for, forever and phone it in. But how dare you get a cold?
Marilyn refused to acknowledge any responsibility for missing so many days on the set at Fox. She claimed she was sick, but the studio just didn't believe her. And in the midst of it all, Marilyn took off 2 more days to travel from Hollywood to New York to sing Happy Birthday to President Kennedy, whom she spoke of rather coyly, I thought, as a complete stranger.
I was honored when they asked me to appear at Madison Square Garden.
In the history of show business, there has been no one female who meant so much, who has done more.
Hush, in the whole place. But I thought, oh my God, if I'd been wearing a slip, I would have thought it was showing or something.
The late Marilyn Monroe.
There was kind of this hushed squawk there that, oh my God, what if no sound comes out? And then you think, my God, I'll sing this song if it's the last thing I'll ever do.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
I can now retire from politics after having had the happy birthday sung to me. Such a sweet person.
Less than 3 weeks later, Marilyn was fired from Something's Gotta Give. To Fox, Madison Square Garden was the last straw. She had been absent 21 of 33 shooting days, and to them she was obviously unstable and falling apart. Marilyn was exhausted. She had drunk a full bottle of champagne, and she had barely eaten anything. And she continued to paint herself as the victim.
Fame is also a burden. An industry, I don't think, should behave like, let's say, a mother whose child maybe has, let's just say the worst is run out in front of a car. So what do they do to the child? But instead of clasping the child to them, they start beating up on the child. They feel that it gives them some kind of a privilege to walk up to you and say anything to you. So at least it's something that, let's say, I experienced. So it's not just that, okay, fame will go by. So long, I've had you, fame. If it goes by, I told you it was fickle. I don't know if it's going to come off on tape, but I know what I mean.
It's great.
Well, I hope we got something here. But please don't make me look like a joke.